Welcome to Shomach Shava on the Daf Shir sponsor Lo Nishmas Harim Yaakov Shalom Le'Abbas Yitzchok. We're holding in Bava Basra Daf Memvav. The Gemarah with base, when it speaks about 4 different cases of people that can be made to somebody else. The Gemarah speaks about the case of a Orev, speaks about a case of a Malve, speaks of a case of a Lokeach, and then beginning in Zayin Amud Aleph, the Gemarah brings a suffix regarding a Kablan. So Orev, Malve, Lekeach Kablon is Rosh Tevis Amalek. And in the beginning of these 4 cases, we have a Siman, like we have in many places in Shas, and the Siman is Amalek Siman. So the Sefer Megillah Simonim, it's a Sefer was written by the Aderes, Rabbi Yo David Rabinovich Teoimim, the Aderes, the Av Bezdin of Ponovich and Mir. And in this Sefer Megillah Simonim, he points out, he says, how can it be that we could be using the word Amalek, the Ummah that we have a tzivoy to destroy, to be moiche shmoi, to get rid of the name, to eradicate the name. We're going to use that word, that name as a siman. Says the Aderes, it's clearly a mistake, because the last case, Kablon, it's a suffix in the Gemarah. The Gemarah is not sure if Kablon is included in the list or not. So it says that there is in Lanius Daitoy, the siman is supposed to be Omol, Ayin Mem Lamed, Orev, Malve, and Lokeach. The Kuf was a suffix, the Gemarah is not Poishet, and we're not going to include that in the siman because we don't want to use a siman for Amalek. But then the Aderes himself sends us to the Yavetz, and everybody who speaks about this topic refers to the Yavetz here in the Gemarah that it comes to explain what's the idea that we're using the siman of Amalek for this thing. And the Yavetz says 2 points that connect together. Point number 1 is, yes, we have a din to get rid of Amalek. But even by Amalek, there's something called shechecha. How do we know that? Because it says, loy tishkach. And the loy has the tam of tifecha. In other words, it's like a little bit of a break between the loy and the tishkach. The tam that we use, the trop that we use, and loy tishkach, there's a little bit of a break. And as if saying loy and tishkach, meaning there is shichecha by Amalek as well. Shichecha means that you can forget Amalek and you must remember it. And he refers to the Zohar and Pashas Yisro. The Zohar Pashas Yisro says that the same way, the same concept exists when you have the Dibrus, loy sirtzach. So there's a little bit of a break between loy and sirtzach. And also between loy and tinof. Loy sinov, there's a little bit of a break between the loy and tinof. And loy signov, you have a little bit of a break. Says the Chazal and Sefer Zohar, why is that so? Because sometimes ritzicha, murder is allowed. Beis, they're allowed to kill people for a punishment. Sometimes niyuf is allowed, because if you have a complete prohibition of loy sinov, you'll never have a relation between a man and a woman. And sometimes Gneva is allowed when a dayan knows that he needs to come and take money from somebody, or someone can steal Torah from his Rebbe, try to be goynev das rabbi to teach him Torah. But says the Chazal, loy sane berachoyet shaker, there's no break between the loy and sane, because you never can say edu sheker. So the Yavetz uses this idea to say that even by Amalek, there is a concept called shichach. It says loy tishkach. So you separate the loy from tishkach, to tell me there is shichach, and therefore you are obligated to remember. Now, as the Yavetz, but how can I use Amalek, which is a bad thing, to come and remember Torah? So says the Yavetz, you saw this brought down in Mini Sefer Kabbalah, that every bad thing in the world has a nitzoitz kedusha in it. There's some kedusha within the tumah, and therefore we have a chiyuv, an obligation to come and extract that kedusha, that nitzoitz kedusha, which is within the tumah. And he says that's the idea. We know that the children of Haman taught Torah. There's kedusha that comes even from the biggest tumah. And there's some good things that we have by Esav. He brings the Gemarah and Gittin, betul or betul by Esav. Being by Esav can be a good thing sometimes. And Esav is Gematria Shalom. There's some good in the Esav in Amalek. There's good also. And we want to come and extract the good is when you use Amalek to remember Torah. So the Yavetz is saying here 2 points. Point number 1 is that we have a concept of remembering. The Torah is telling you could use Amalek to remember, because that's why it says loy and tishkach. And why are we using it? Because we're taking the Gedusha out of the Tumah. And I saw someone saying a little more simpler. He says, Pshas Pashut, you're not allowed to forget Amalek. So Amalek is what helps you to remember. So I can remember, I have to remember Amalek, and through Amalek I remember also all the things. That's the source of remembering. Zacharis Asher Asalacha Amalek. And just to conclude, that this daf involved is learned on Shabbos Chazoin, in the middle of the 9 days. And we know that our minig of most Klal Yisrael, is even though we have Avelus during the 9 days, there's no Avelus at all on Shabbos. And the idea is that really every bad, every destruction, every Avelus, everything bad in the world has good in it. And Shabbos, when we come and realize that good which is within every bad. And this is the connection to this day. That within the bad, there is the good behind it that we see on Shabbos. And even in Amalek, as Nitzah's Kedusha, you can extract from it and bring it out like Gilui. Anyone who wants to join the Shomachshava email list to what's to go, please email shomachshava@gmail.com.